Hello, welcome to another video by Indicator Vault. And in this video, we're going to go over the Divergence Solution indicator. And as you can see, it's marking on the chart where we will find divergences. And then we've got the panel down here below. And obviously divergence trading is a very common, trading strategy and tool that is used. This one has the benefit of obviously marking out where the divergences are taking place, and it is marking out the highest probability ones as well. There's a three-part confirmation, algo that it takes into account before marking out these divergences. And here we are on the ES 5-minute chart, and I'm going to show you a tip, kind of a zone that we can find to trade from with divergences using the fib. And so I'm going to draw one, and I'm taking basically the range high prior to the divergence. And so we have this high, marking it at this low here. And I've added the 127 and 161.8. So obviously, the normal 61.8 is the most popular fib retracement level. So what I've just done is added these extensions. And, many times for divergences, you'll see it make a higher high, whereas the indicator will not make that high, or vice versa, where the indicator will make that high and price will not take the previous high. And so this indicator will mark out both normal divergence and hidden divergence. But many times divergence is basically just a stop run on price, right? So we have this run here above this high. So when we see divergence happening really in this top zone between the 127 and the 161.8, while the divergence is happening here, that to me is a zone that if I'm expecting bearishness in this scenario, that this should hold. If I ever see, price break above the 161.8, to me, that obviously means the zone isn't going to hold, and you should expect more bullishness. So in this scenario, again, we find the divergence, and it is respecting the zone between these fib extensions, the 127 and one. You could call it just 162, but precise is 161.8. We can see the two wicks right above it, divergence, and obviously a very steep drop right there. And here on another example, using that same logic, got the NQ 5-minute chart. And so we have a bullish divergence here that has been found. Using the fibs, marking the most recent range that price was in from this low to this high. We've got, let me move this just a little bit more just to be precise. And you see it doesn't close below it, but again, respecting that 127 to 161.8 zone, the divergence is happening right here. To me, this is giving signs this is a stop run. The bullish divergence is picked up and just continues to fly up. So that's just a very simple trick to find a specific zone. It works very well again with divergences because you're working with lower lows and higher highs that kind of get out of sync with the indicator itself. So you can find the previous range it was in and then actually find the zone where it's getting out of sync with the indicator. And again, the divergence solution is only finding the highest probability ones as well. And again, in this scenario, very strong move up. And now here on the Google 30-minute chart, there's different types of divergences where you won't see like the higher high taken. And so in this example, a great indicator to add, to find zones with, besides just the fibs, is the justified price zone indicator, also by Indicator Vault. And so we can see here, bearish divergence is happening inside the zone that the justified price zone indicator has picked up for bearish movement down. See a retest here, comes back up into here, moves down, retest, and then finally a steep drop. Now this one works great just for normal fib retracements. Taking the most recent range prices in. You see price comes back into the premium side inside the zone. We then have a divergence solution finding bearish divergence. And so just plenty of confirmation for more movement to the downside. And again, this is for, where we see divergence where this high is not taking out this high. Again, compared to an example like this, you have bearish divergence where we have a higher high, but we have divergence here, drawing it not necessarily from the price action here. Yes, it's higher than this high from where the algo is picking up price. But when we have the zone inside of the divergence, the divergence inside of the zone, that is just going to be great confirmation for more movement to the downside. And in many examples, you may have a bearish zone up here where then price will make that higher high into the zone. The bearish divergence will form, and then we get that strong push down. And of course, in this example, very strong movement down. Would have been a great trade, taking out plenty of previous lows. And with another example, with another Indicator Vault indicator, this is a great confirmation to add, the scientific scalper, because we get the added benefit with this one of the background here telling us what the current trend is. And so even though the divergence solution is marking out high probability divergences, you don't ever want to go against the trend. So here with the red background, it is telling us we have a bearish trend. And right as we get this bearish divergence, we see here, it's actually blocking where it says bear. We get the sell signal from the scientific scalper right at the peak of this divergence. And so great confirmation that we're trading with the trend for a downward move. We have bearish divergence show up right as we also get a sell signal from the scientific scalper. And another very strong move down. And again, continuing to trade with the trend, even though we don't have any bullish divergences showing up. All these blue arrows are from the scientific scalper, but we're not taking buys in a downtrend. We're only looking for sells. And then look what we have here. After in this trade here, would have been great take profit levels, moving all the way down. We have a retracement back up, but the trend has not changed yet. We're still expecting this to just be a retracement up and some strong moves down. And then what do we have here? The exact same thing. Bearish trend. Scientific scalper gives a sell signal right at this peak, which this peak also forms a bearish divergence found by the divergence solution. And then another, with the benefit of the gap down, another strong move down. Would have been an incredible trade here on the Meta 15-minute chart. And then last example with another indicator that works very well with this, I want to go over the top bottom finder. And here we're on the Apple chart, 15-minute, and this will also give you the buy and sell signals. And many times, if you're working with the trend as well, you'll see this will give, in this example, a sell signal as we have the bearish divergence showing right here, right where the divergence forms. And we have it back to back as well, which is going to be even more confirmation. So top bottom finder, again, the name in itself is, helping us find the tops and bottoms in the market. And divergences, as I mentioned earlier, can many times be like a stop run or a stop hunt, which will form tops, highs or lows in price action as well. So we see in this example here, moves down, we get a sell signal from the top bottom finder, and then we have another bearish divergence right here, and a very strong, expansive, impulsive move down. Quickly pulls back up, but great take profit levels here. And then ultimately here, you should have taken most of your position off. It does take out this low, just barely. But again, great trade there with plenty of confirmation to get in a sell. And even just eyeballing it, we could see from this high to this low, this is reaching into the premium side of the current range. And then we can see the same thing here. I'll even put on a fib for this one. From this high to this low here, let me extend it out. Price moved down a little bit, one more push up, and that's where we get the divergence. Right as kind of we get the sell signal from the top bottom finder. And even if you got in here on just the fib levels, reasonable, risk management is putting your stop above here, and then the divergence solution giving that extra confirmation in the premium side of the range, finding the bearish divergence. So all we need to get into another trade, strong move down, a little bit of retracement. And again, even though we have bullish divergence and we do see a move up, this could have been a good scalp if there's other confirmations. Just in this example, we are still thinking bearishness. And again, we get another strong move down just because, with a two-part confirmation of this indicator, there's nothing clear expecting a strong move up, taking out this high. Again, we do see some of a move up, which could have presented even, more confirmation on a lower time frame. But then we get this move down, bearish divergence, another move down, taking out this low just barely, but does take out it right there, right near another sell signal from the top bottom finder. So I hope this video was helpful. And again, Divergence Solution indicator from Indicator Vault does all the work for you for divergences. They are very powerful when used correctly and properly with other confluences, and you get the benefit of marking it out on the chart itself, bullish, bearish. Obviously, I should have mentioned it earlier, but obviously the H that you'll see is for hidden. So I got the hidden bearish, and it will do the same for the bullish. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, best of luck trading.